Lesson 259. Let me remember there is no sin. Welcome to the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students. I'm Judith, and this is part of the Lucid Mind Center, which is a virtual center to retraining the mind. And today I am inviting you to my morning tea with the Andalusian sun. The reason why this is called the Qigong support is because at the end I'm going to guide you to Qigong classes, which are specially recorded for this section, this 10-day period, which is what is sin. And today we are remembering that there is no sin. And in those Qigong classes you will be able to contemplate this idea, this special thought, and also I'm going to ask you to read the idea of today and the prayer of today. I will give you more instructions in the end. Let's begin reading our lesson together. I've broken two of my glasses, both on the right side, so I don't know what I am supposed to learn from that. Lesson 259. Let me remember that there is no sin. Sin is the only thought that makes the goal of God seem unobtainable. If you're focusing on sin, if you're focusing on the negative, then it indeed looks as the darkness has won over the light. What else could blind us to the obvious and make the strange and the distorted seem more clear? What else but sin engenders our attacks? What else but sin could be the source of guilt, demanding punishment and suffering? And what but this could be the source of fear, obscuring God's creation, giving love the attributes of fear and of attack? The prayer goes like this. Father, I would not be insane today. I would not be afraid of love, nor seek for refuge in its opposite. For love can have no opposite. You are the source of everything that is, and everything that is remains with you and you with it. Yesterday I had a conversation with somebody about this very idea that maybe humanity needs to first fall into darkness before we can see the light. And I'm not sure, maybe there is something to it, but I feel that as Course in Miracles students or as light workers, I feel that we have to hold the vision. I think that we have to remember that we are the light. And we have to remember it not only for ourselves, we have to remember it for everybody else. Because if nobody remembers that we are the light, who's going to teach it? So we kind of have to remember it. We have to hold the vision. And also with holding the vision, with remembering the light within us and remembering the light within others, I believe that we actually influence the outcome. We influence the move in the world, whichever way it's actually going to go. So for us, Course in Miracles students, is probably the most important thing is to actually hold that vision. That's what we are training for, to remember that there is actually no sin. And that what happens is that people just simply make mistakes because they don't know what they're doing and because they have forgotten who they are. So let's read the lesson one more time from this perspective, from this angle. Let me remember that there is no sin. Sin is the only thought that makes the goal of God seem unobtainable. What else could blind us to the obvious? What else? And make the strange and the distorted seem more clear. What else but sin engenders our attacks? What else but sin could be the source of guilt, demanding punishment and suffering? And what but this could be the source of fear, obscuring God's creation, giving love the attributes of fear and of attack? In the Qigong class, I'm going to ask you to read the idea of the day, which is, let me remember that there is sin. And I'm also going to ask you to read the prayer. And when you're reading, in the Qigong classes, we're actually going to repurpose our senses. We're going to repurpose our senses and repurpose our body, because this is our tools. And we want to use these tools for the goals that we set. And for the last 3 or 4 days, we have just basically been setting our goal. It was, let me remember what my purpose is. Let me remember that my goal is God. Let me remember that there is no sin. And then God is the only goal I have today. So we have now been focusing our mind onto what our goal is, where we want to go, and what our vision should be really, what we want to see. So our prayer goes like this: Father, I would not be insane today. I would not be afraid of love, nor seek for refuge in its opposite, which is fear. For love can have no opposite, because it cannot. What is really happening is that the fear is a creation of darkness by creating like a ball and closing itself off the light and then pretending that there is darkness. And what we are doing is we are looking inside that ball and we're saying, oh, it's so dark here. And the only thing what we actually need to do is just open up, release. Open up and realize that we are always within the light. I would not be afraid of love, nor seek for refuge in its opposite, for love can have no opposite. It can only appear in that pocket of darkness, in that ball of darkness, that there is fear and darkness. You are the source of everything that is. Even this pocket of darkness, even that ball of darkness has its source in light, its energy in the light. You are the source of everything that is, and everything that is remains with you, and you with it. Beautiful. So in the Qigong class, we're first going to really become aware of our body, and we're going to become aware of our senses. In the standing meditation, we're going to pull those senses together with the organs within and then repurpose them. And in the seated meditations, we're going to do the same. It's a little bit shorter. The standing meditation I recommend you do in the morning, in the daytime. And the seated meditation you can do anytime. But I recommend to do at least one of them once a day during that 10-day period. And also don't forget to read the whole idea about what is sin. As the Course in Miracles is recommending, to read that at least once per day. Here's the standing Qigong class for this particular period. Here is the seated Qigong class. Here is what is sin, the reading. And here you have got the whole list of Qigong classes if you prefer to do another one. Enjoy and let me know how it goes.